Okay, welcome to my presentation on acetate. The term semi-synthetic means that it is part natural and part created by man. In 1924, the United States was one of the top leaders in acetate production. The textile is also often used as an alternative to silk because they share a similar luster and drape, but acetate is more cost-effective. Our first keyword is going to be sustainable, which describes practices and policies that reduce environmental pollution and do not exploit people or natural resources in meeting the lifestyle needs of the present without compromising the future. As far as I know, the solvent used to make acetate can be recovered and reused, but the entire process of the fiber and fabric do raise sustainability concerns. Origin and sources. The chemical reaction was first discovered by Paul and synthesized in 1865 when he mixed cellulose and acetic anhydride. In the 19th century in early Europe, the Dreyfus brothers further perfected the formula to make cellulose acetate as a varnish for airplane wings during World War I. By 1918, they began using cellulose acetate to make the fibers that are acetate. How it's made. We're gonna watch this short video. Okay, how it's made. The first step is pretty simple. Cut down the trees and transport them to a processing plant. The ideal trees are softwood trees like cedar or Douglas fir. Then the trees are grinded into pieces that are about the size of playground wood chips. After that, they would be treated with a few different types of chemicals. The most common is acetic acid, or more commonly known as vinegar, acetic anhydride, sulfuric acid, and acetone. After it has been treated, it will turn into a viscous liquid and is then forced through tiny holes of spinnerets to create filaments. The filaments are then placed in a chemical bath to solidify the filaments until they are ready to be spun. It goes through the wet spin process simply because it comes out of a chemical bath rather than a dry spin process, which goes through heat. Properties. Pros and cons are an insufficient way to explain a fabric, but that is what we're going with. The pros and cons of a fabric really depend on what your end goal is. If you're looking for a specialized blouse that won't last very long but is cost effective, you might reach for a blouse made out of acetate. But if you want a blouse that will outlast your other clothes and be convenient for care, then I would choose anything but acetate. Acetate generally carries a strong luster and is made in cross sections, but the exact fiber shape, size, and luster vary. The first common trade name was actually silenci, but acetate has over 15 different trade names. Satin is 100% This is satin. It's 100% acetate. This is bengaline, which is 65. This is velvet, which is 65. And this is antique satin, which is 32. You'll notice as we go from most percentage to least percentage, the luster dramatically changes. True acetate is used for dresses, blouses, and bonnets and scarves. Here is an example of an acetate scarf. It's silky and prone to wrinkles. And here are two examples of an acetate bonnet. You can see the wrinkles in it. It's kind of a fake luster, and here is a silk bonnet. It's a little bit more dull of a luster, and there's no wrinkles. And here are my sources. Thank you.